Hello, it says we're being live streamed, so I think that means we're live.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay. I'm gonna throw some links in Facebook.
Two. We got a restream for this one too for all of our
Yes.
lovely comments.
Yeah, we should be. If you go into Restream, you should be able to see both chats now, I believe.
All right, just give me that link.
Wait, you need me to share the Restream link with you?
Yeah, I don't have access to the restream yet,
Oh,
unless you sent it to me in Slack or something.
I don't think of how I can even send this.
Usually, I can
What?
just stalk the Facebook as well, or the I won't see. I kind of have to have two windows open, but anyway, hello everyone. While Nick's figuring this out, I will just vamp. Um,
Yeah, sorry everyone.
no, you're good. You're good. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Free Journal Friday, like we do every Friday. Um, I can look at the Facebook chat as it rolls in and say, hello, I see Sky. Hello, Sky. Hello, Natasha. Hello, Erica.
Beautiful.
I don't have the restream, so I'm just looking at the Facebook. I'm not going to have two windows open. I refuse.
All right, I sent you to your email like
Oh,
an
okay,
invite to
great.
join the
I'll use
Restream
that. I
team.
see it. I see it. I see it.
Let me know if that works.
Okie
Hopefully,
dokie. Let's continue with my email account, my
somebody's
Gmail
like,
account.
now I need to
Okay.
pull up the chats.
All
Real
right. All right. I think I'm in. Yeah. Okay. I just need just
quick.
the chat part. Cool. Someone type something so I can see if it works. Okay. I
Oh,
see. Let's
I
see.
realized that I posted the wrong time.
Whoops. People are still showing up though. I see Laura. Hello, Laura. Yes. How's it going, Nick?
Going good. I'm so embarrassed. I spent all this time making this little.
That's a
I
great
didn't spend that
graphic.
much time,
It's
but
a great
I
graphic, Nick. Let's pat yourself on the back. It's a good looking graphic.
thank you.
Yeah.
I just copy and pasted like old times from like another one, and I was like, I'll change this if it's wrong, and then I just never changed
That
it.
is the mistake.
Classic.
Hello. Erica says hello from Michigan. Hi, Erica. Where are you in Michigan? I must not dox ourselves, I guess. I can
Yeah.
tell you I'm in the Ann Arbor area.
Mm,
Mm.
fantastic. How's the Ann Arbor area today?
Ann Arbor area is not so bad. The weather's pretty nice and pleasant. We're supposed to have some storms tomorrow, but otherwise can't complain. It's been pretty horrific most of the week. Now it's not so bad.
You guys have like four seasons for the most part, would you
We have
say?
like two and then like a few other ones that kind of are in between,
Mm,
Got winter and then this. And then we have kind of a fall. We have kind of a spring. Belleville. Okay, yeah, I know Belleville. Excellent.
Belleville.
Well, welcome
What's
from
that?
Belleville.
Let's see.
It's over in
Does your the town that you live in, does it have any like rival towns? Would you
rival
say?
towns. I didn't grow up here, so I
Mm,
don't know which towns are like the rivals. Um, I grew up in Michigan. I just didn't grow up in the town I live in currently.
I see.
And
I
so
love a good town rivalry.
I do
And
too. I did too. Did you have
the
one growing up?
pettier they are, we kind of do. I think we were sort of in the middle of two, actually. So I grew up in like this kind of sort of like beach town, but beach is not the right word in Washington State because it's like rocks and it's cold on the it's not like sandy California beaches. It's
Right. Yeah.
like deadliest catch type beaches. And so the town I lived in or grew up in, there's like a ferry dock, and it would go to this really popular island. It's actually one of the biggest islands in the U.S. It's called Whidbey Island,
Oh,
and
never heard of Woodby Island. It
Whidbey
would
Island.
be, wouldn't it? You
Yeah.
guys probably made that joke a lot. It's fine.
Honestly, no, I don't think I've ever
Oh,
heard it somehow. Weird. I think I'm kind of mispronouncing it. It's like WHIB. EY, I think.
Okay.
Whidbey Island. Anyway,
Whidbey. Okay.
so we were kind of like in this middle, and like there's like a much richer town, and then there was like kind of a I guess like a poorer town with like a chip on its shoulder, and I feel like we were kind of like we were hated by both of them.
Now you have the kind of a rival triangle then.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you guys aren't fancy enough. You're a port town, and there's other people like, oh, you live on the water. You guys are so fancy. So this interesting Mexican standoff
Yeah,
situation.
is it? I don't know if I know the situation like that. That's interesting. I feel like when I was growing up, the town I grew up in, for our Michigan friends, a town called Brighton. Uh, they were that rich jerk town. We because
Mm,
our school we had the rival town called Howell, which
mm.
was our neighboring school district,
No
and
castle, just normal.
yeah, it's Howell. So they were definitely like the lower income school district, and we usually beat them at football every year. But so I always,
Mm,
it didn't feel like it felt like I was on the. I mean, I was not a rich kid growing up, but we had a lot of rich people in our district. It was a lot of
yeah,
yeah. Um, yeah, Brighton sucked, but anyway,
it's usually how it goes. It's usually like the rich kids and the not.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of
It's a
just what
lot
it
of
runs.
class based lines are drawn between these towns, and it's kind of stinks, but
Yeah.
that's how it is. Happy
Happy Friday,
Friday,
Jenna.
Jenna. Not no,
Brandon here.
Brighton, Michigan. Brighton, Michigan.
Mm,
It was Livingston County, one of the top 20 least diverse counties in the US, it turns out.
really?
Yes. So every year we had a day literally called Diversity Day,
No way.
where they would bring in like people from Detroit to come talk to us about what it means to not be a white person.
Interesting.
Isn't that wild? Well, I mean, again, but this is where we dunk on Howell, because Howell used to be the seat of the Ku Klux Klan back in the 1800s in Michigan.
Whoa.
So, we are like, at least we're not racist like those guys. And we wonder why our county had no people who weren't rich white people.
My God. You're like, go
I'm
talk to them, not us.
I'm not a racist, you guys. I swear. I'm not. I just grew up in a very racist county, and I look back and I cringe at the things that
That's
people said and did.
very, very brave of you to
Yeah,
share.
Diversity Day, Queen. I know it's ridiculous. It wasn't just like bringing busloads of people from other cities, but it'd be like, oh, here's where I learn how to do origami, like in Japan, or it'd be like, here's we can try some fine Cajun cuisine over here, stuff like that.
I
Um,
remember the origami day. We had one of those, which we should do a quick kind of powwow about the best days when you're kind of a
oh
kid.
yeah, yeah.
Because there's like, I don't know about you, but we had like the yo-yo guy. We had a yo-yo guy come to our
You had a yo-yo
school.
guy?
You do yo-yo tricks, kind of introduce you to the hobby, try to sell you some
Whoa.
yo-yos.
Did he tell you
We
like
had the
inspirational stuff while
reptile
he was
guy,
yo-yoing, like things are ups and downs in life, but you always come back up again. And
for
sometimes you
sure.
walk your dog and he's just like is that
Exactly.
it's like how it
That's
was.
yeah, you're honestly you're nailing all of his lines.
All right, cool,
Um,
cool. I could be the yo-yo guy.
yeah, we had yo-yo guy. We had like the guy who spun basketballs on his his finger. Am I like striking a chord with anyone
I
here?
mean, we had assemblies and stuff. Looks like Allie in the chat remembers the yo-yo guy.
Yeah.
She's from Western Washington, right?
Yeah, I was in Western Washington. Maybe this is just maybe the Western Washington guy. He had a corner on the market.
I mean, clearly he's the guy. He's the man. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we actually had assemblies. We had a field day every year. Obviously at the end of the school, you run around outside, or they turn the gym into a big obstacle course, like Sky's talking about. Um,
Mm.
did you
What
ever
about this
do? Sorry, go ahead.
reptile? The reptile
Oh yeah, we have
guy.
the animals. They come in the classroom. They bring you the animals. You
Yep,
get to touch a turtle, or pass.
that's right.
Touch the snake, but go this way, you guys. Don't touch his head. Um, yeah, we had in eighth grade. Our school had Civil War Day. Where we had to,
Really?
it was all Civil War stuff all day, and we had part of it was outside. Was like it wasn't necessarily a reenactment, but it was capture the flag. But we were the Union and the Confederates,
Wow.
and it didn't teach us anything. It was just playing capture the flag outside. But they really wanted to ram into us the importance of the Civil War as part of the end of our eighth grade history unit. So
Yeah.
that's kind of fun. I don't know. Again, I don't think I learned much from it. I remember during Capture the Flag, I ripped. We had this one kid tied his flag around like one of his belt loops,
Yeah.
and this was in like the year 2000. It's a really
Mm.
embarrassing story. The year 2000, there's this kid named Chris Baczynski. I still remember him. He was this itty bitty like rat looking boy, but he had Jinko, Jinko jeans,
Oh yeah.
like the
The
big wide
giant.
like.
They've come back, by the way.
And
They're
Chris
like
didn't
cool
want to get
again.
out, and so he had his flag tied to his belt loop, and I was like, I was on the other team. I'm gonna take that loop. I'm gonna take that flag. So I ripped the flag and I ripped his belt loop off, and he was so mad at me. He's like, dude, meet me after school, man. I'm gonna beat your ass. It's like this. He was on me, and I was terrified. This kid looks like a chihuahua, like this tiny kid with like a bad attitude and big
And
pants,
giant
but
pants.
giant pants. That's my biggest memory from Civil War Day is getting threatened on my threats of bodily violence for ruining some Jinkos.
What did you get in a fight? What happened? Is this your first fight?
I never got into the fight. I went home. I took out the school bus. I left.
You're just like, I'm not sticking
I'm
around
not
for
sticking around. Why did I stick around?
this. And he's just pacing around in his
But I was still
Ninja
scared after that.
Turtles.
Like this kid's gonna like bring his little gang of angry kids listen to Limp Bizkit and beat me up. So
Yeah,
didn't happen, thankfully. But
a crew of just guys with giant pants on,
yeah,
ready to beat you up after school. That's a great story.
yep,
I
yep. Chris Baczynski, hope you're out there. Hope you've improved yourself and you bought a new set of Jinkos that you wear
Yeah,
and you learned a valuable lesson and capture the flag. Don't tie the flag to your belt loop.
yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
Sky.
that's
The end of Sky Story is good too. They get pants at the end. That's really good.
mm,
Can't take the
that's
loop, take the whole pants. Love that.
that's a great,
Yeah,
such a good story.
I felt really bad. Anyway, Civil War Day.
Civil War Day
It's really, I
is
mean, it really is a
crazy.
valuable lesson about the battle between North and South, and the South was protecting their cotton fields and their Jinko factories, and you know,
Incredible.
yeah,
It's funny because I think as I've gotten older, I look back on some of the stuff that are just like weird activities or like recess type things that I did in elementary school, and just like it's sort of weird to think about. Like I went to a private school. I was born in Kansas, and I for the first couple of years of schooling, I went to like this weird independent private school. It's like very small. When I moved to Seattle, I think I was in like second grade. I had public school the rest of the way. But I remember this, even thinking it was super weird back then.
yeah.
So around the time of like George Bush and Al Gore,
Al Gore, yeah.
that race, not to, I mean, bad time to get political, but they like handed out all of these flyers to us as kids and made us choose who we were
Oh
gonna vote.
yeah, mock election. I did that too.
You did the mock election?
Yes, at our
Yeah,
school. I remember I wasn't allowed to vote in it. That's another childhood story where I got in
was your
trouble. So we had to it
really?
was a whole unit in our class. We had to make posters and like pick a side and like make like try to look up whatever every politician's platforms were and like put them up around our classrooms. People could make an educated vote. So uh, and my teacher insisted that we make posters for one or the other. And I was like, but what about all the independent parties? Like I thought, like what about the Green Party? Ralph Nader's running this year. Can I make a Ralph Nader poster? And she's like, you can't do that. It's only going to have two people on the ballot, Ryan. So you can't do that. Which is a really bad teacher move. I feel like that's not a good teachable moment, right?
No.
I guess she's trying to
It's
be
just like
realistic. Like this guy's not going to win anyway. But anyway, I made a poster that I think it was Al Gore and George W. Bush at the time. And I was like, who do you want to vote for? A monkey or a robot? And it was like making fun of both of them. And so because I didn't take the project seriously, I wasn't allowed to vote in the mock election. And because it was Brighton, guess who won? Of course, W.
wow.
Yeah.
That is kind of badass, Ryan.
Well, I
Actually.
know, but I was so upset. My parents were like, "That's bad teaching." Like, my parents are both teachers, so they were like, "That's like a teachable
Yeah.
moment. Like, they should let you have done that, and recognize you're not going to win." Like the independent parties don't in America. That's just how it works. So,
Yeah.
like, um, yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was also eighth grade. Eighth grade was an eventful year for me, getting in trouble with people. So,
the only time I remember doing it was when I was super young. Like I think I may have been in kindergarten, and I just remember I remember one girl in our class voted for Al Gore,
Oh
and
wow.
every other kid, it was Kansas. Every other kid is George W. My parents are Texans, so
Oh yeah,
look,
yeah, yeah.
I couldn't even think for myself.
Right. They told you
And
who
I just
was the.
remember even back then being like, this is odd, like it, because everyone was really mean to this other girl for no reason, just because she picked a different.
Because she just, yeah, that's it's just that mob mentality, right? It's kids are terrible about
Yeah,
that kind of thing, and they shouldn't have made the votes public either. Like that's really
yeah,
like
yeah, like.
that's also not a good lesson. Like the whole idea is your vote is sacred. It's your own thing. So
I know it was so weird. I'm just like, are people doing still doing this? Like, it
I
sounds
don't.
like you were older. Like, there was more of like a research element to
Yeah, it
it.
was we were like 13, so like 12, 13, 14. I
I
like
feel like they probably took this information from this kindergarten class and probably a bunch of kindergarten classes, and they probably used it as in some
oh, you
political
think it was
attack. Yeah, like they're like even kindergartners are choosing this
yeah,
candidate. Like, I'm sure that they
I
did that.
wonder. That's really yeah, I didn't think about that. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Wow. It looks like Sky had a pretty event. She staged a walkout of the mock election. That's pretty.
really.
That's also really badass. That's more badass than I did. I liked her
That's
comment too. I mocked the election, so I didn't get to vote in the mock election. It's true. It's true. I mocked it.
wow.
Yeah, that's
The
pretty cool,
ultimate
Sky.
mock.
I love that.
Incredible.
James
Okay.
brought up the Scholastic Book Fair too. That's a great day at school.
I was talking to someone about the Scholastic Book Fair last weekend, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Do you remember the Scholastic?" I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "I could smell it when you bring it up. I could smell that." That's actually one of the best things about getting like a new journal. I wonder if anyone in here can relate. Is they do have that kind of like binding glue, fresh paper smell to them that it's reminiscent. It's not as crisp, but it is reminiscent of the Scholastic Book Fair. Walking in there, getting the new Guinness Book of World Records book,
yeah. Oh yeah,
getting
yeah.
getting books on skateboarding. Oh
Heck
man,
yes.
it's the best. It's like every year I would be like, go to my parents, be like, I have to get this new Guinness Book of World Records book, and they were
Yeah.
like, they're so expensive. Do you really need it? And I didn't, of course, but
Well, I feel like if you're asking for books, it's a little more reasonable than asking for like a video game or like, something like a toy or something. It's a book. You're going to read it. It's you can call it educational, even if it's about something that's not educational at all.
I remember getting I got a skateboarding book, and
Yeah,
it like launched me into skateboarding.
really.
And I remember I was trying to learn how to kickflip, and I just kept rereading the section on how to kickflip, and it was not helpful at all because it's a
Well, it's a
book.
book. You have to need like a video or like a guy to show you.
I know. I
That's
think
so
this was
funny.
before YouTube. I just kept reading it. I was like, couldn't even imagine it. I was like, wait, so I like flick my foot off the front of the board, and
Yeah,
I
what?
eventually was able to. I can kickflip still to this day. But
No thanks for that book
Scholastic Book
though.
Fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no thanks. But, you know,
Yeah, when I
yeah,
was, when I was teaching, I would often pop down to the Scholastic Book Fair during my lunch break because they had it at my school, and I bought books for my classroom down there, some picture books and stuff. But yeah, I think there's enough demand for adult book fairs. People would go crazy for that. I feel like set it up in
I think so
like
too.
workplaces.
That's a great idea. I wonder if Scholastic has ever tried something like that. I feel
Well,
like they would totally.
they have like a mobile, version of it that just like it's almost like a
Really?
food truck. Yeah, yeah, where there's like you can or more like a commuter bus or something where you can go on there and there's a bunch of bookshelves and stuff. They had that at some schools where they couldn't fit the actual school fit the book fair into the school itself. So
Melissa's like, they're called
yeah, but
bookstores.
Melissa, what's so much cooler if the bookstore comes to you?
It's not the point. Melissa,
Melissa,
imagine you're
you're
at your
you're
desk
right
job.
though. You're right. It is a bookstore, but
It is, but it's like catered. It's like catered lunch, but it's
it's
books.
books. How cool is that? A bookmobile, yes.
Because here's the other thing, especially as adults, there's social capital. Like if your coworkers, if you're
Yes.
shopping around at lunchtime at the Scholastic Adult Book Fair, and they see you pick out, a book
Mm-hmm.
on business management, or a romance novel, or a self-improvement book, or a hero's journal, it says so much about you. You
It
know,
does.
a
They
bit of
say,
peacocking, but I think
yeah,
could
your
happen.
boss sees you, like, Johnson, I see you picked out the recent Goosebumps volume. I can tell you're a man of class. How'd you like a seat with a corner office? How do you think about this?
A Stein man.
Yeah, now you're a man who appreciates the true literature, I can tell.
Yeah. In his office, he has every
He's got them all.
every volume.
Yep. You see that mask on the wall? That's from the TV
Right.
show. Yep. That's the haunted mask itself. I dare you to put it on. Just kidding, Johnson. I know you won't. You know the lore, so
It's like, what do you do here?
how do you, how did you get this job? How are you above me in the hierarchy?
I like this character a lot.
Yeah. The
This guy
Goosebumps boss.
loves Goosebumps boss. He's just obsessed. He assumes everyone also knows as much.
He always makes
I don't have to
references
tell
to it.
you.
He's like, this is just like the Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Am I right, guys? And they're like, yeah, yeah. You all know what I'm talking about.
All about the higher ups, guys. I'm just being controlled like a puppet. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, Slappy the dummy. Let me tell you.
I like this. We need to
Yeah.
make this into a character.
Okay.
I
All
like
right. We can. It's like,
Goosebumps boss. So
oh,
dumb.
I used to
Harder
love.
question.
Yeah. What's up?
Question. I have something to bring to your attention. I have finished, to my knowledge, Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, heck
I'm all the
yeah!
way caught up. And I love it, and I want more of it. And
It
I
says
have to
season two's
wait.
coming. It's coming.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
I
glad you
just
enjoyed it. It gets kind of heavy, right? There's some pretty like really. It is fluffy most of the time, but there are some episodes where it's like, dang.
Yeah, when they got in, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll try not to. When they got into the Griffin
Yeah,
slash or whatever it was,
the
I
Shenshi's
was
backstory. Yeah,
I was like, whoa. It's like I have some feelings now that have
but
been.
it's amazing how all these storylines it all ties back to food. It
Mhm.
ties back to eating, right? Like it
Somehow.
all. Even the major over. I'm not going to spoil anything, but even I mean, you finished the last episode, right? Like their whole plan
Yes.
of how to like
Yeah.
fix their big
Mhm.
problem. It involves
Yeah.
eating and cooking. Like it's so great. Like it's
Yeah.
so cool. It's
It's
so clever.
I loved I just love the concept. And I was gonna ask you about this because I love that concept of I don't know what to call it, but basically when they're in the dark and the lights get turned on and they have all these like clones or what's the right word?
Or
Like
like
different versions of themselves.
yeah, the changelings, right?
The changelings, yeah, and like
Yeah,
I can imagine that being such like if you're DMing like a campaign,
yeah.
like have you ever seen that in like a campaign or have you ever thought about like I'm gonna make this scenario where they aren't able to tell who is who out of the party and just like have them figure it out?
Now I tried to do that one time. There's a game called Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a horror game based on H.P. Lovecraft stories, and I was playing online. It's like my plan. I'm going to while we're playing, I have normal conversations at the start. I'm gonna be recording their audio while we're talking, and then when these doppelgangers show up, I'm gonna play some audio from their conversation back at them, and it's gonna be really
Ooh.
creepy and confusing. But I couldn't really pull it off because I had to do like on the fly, and I was not able to edit and also geo at the same time. But I do
It's
have
a
that
good
work.
idea though.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it'd be really neat and like it's hard to do like in your theater of the mind's eye, right? Because every player knows they're the player, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a good point. You have to like separate them in different
yeah,
rooms or
something like
something.
that. Or like maybe like I've done that too, or like in my Star Wars game, for example, we had a they it was our Halloween adventure. They had to infiltrate this abandoned laboratory, and there was this evil black ooze that would possess you, right? And
Mm.
so when you entered the room, you had to roll to see if they got it or not, and then only one of my players ended up getting possessed by it. But I messaged him on the side, like, "Hey, you're possessed by the ooze. It hates cold. It loves heat. It wants to convince you and all your friends to go back on the ship and leave with it inside you." And he played along perfectly. Like they did not ping it for the longest time. They just like until he really started to act it up and like really play it up. Like, no, we have to leave, you guys. We have to go. Like it's so cold. I can't stand it. Like
Uh,
it was great. I mean, you have to have people who are on board for that kind of thing. But if you have players who are like are game for that kind of role play experience, it's really fun. So
I
And he
love
convinced
it.
he convinced them to like crank the heat in the whole is an ice planet. So it was like, let's crank the heat in this place. We got to like warm these things out. We got to like
Yeah, yeah,
thaw
yeah.
this place. And then and I was like, I typed in like the creature loves what you're doing. Keep doing it. As he would.
It reminds me of God, what's that show called? Scavenger's Reign.
Oh, I love Scavengers Rain. Yeah,
I think it got put on Netflix.
a lot of that Mac stuff
S-
jumped over to Netflix recently. So
that's right. I would highly recommend Scavenger's Reign to anyone here. It's a animated show. It's like 10 episodes, and
hmm
it's so well written and it's so bizarre. And
the
I
world is
was
so cool. Every episode, you learn something weird about the world. Like I don't.
yeah,
For me, it was like I don't know if you've seen the second Avatar movie, but there's like that middle section of Avatar 2 where it's just like, let's explore the underwater environment and like touch things and see what happens. It's that for
yeah,
like 10 episodes, but it gets even weirder and crazier. And the way the
yeah,
ecosystem works and fits together is so cool and creative. It's called
yeah.
Scavenger's Reign, David. Scavenger's Reign. It's
Scavengers
animated.
Reign.
It's not anime. I think it's European.
Mhm.
Um, but
Really beautiful.
it's really
The
cool.
Yeah, it just gets you out of your. I think it's just a lot of stuff I had never seen before, and I
hmm
like seeing new, kind of like weird
Yeah,
stuff.
because there's all these. It's like if the story is there's this ship of this colony ship that crash lands on this alien planet, and so now the people have to try to survive and make their way to each other to call for help or SOS or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
and so every episode they're encountering some new weird thing, and you're just as confused as they are on how to deal with it. Um,
yeah,
it's really cool, really beautiful. Really
yeah.
good story too. I like all the story. I don't know if they're gonna make another season or anything. They probably could continue it, but I think it has a good ending as well. So
Yeah, like it's so satisfying. Um, it's so God, yeah. I love that show. I'm a big fan of. I think it'd be great to do like an RPG in that setting.
oh yeah,
Um,
I
like if
think
you
it'd
got
be
to just make up crazy scenarios about the world and like what's going to happen if you
yeah.
touch this flower and
I just thought it'd be cool to
you
do
know
a game like that where you have to explore an alien planet and just try to survive. Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
awesome. I love that.
it'd be great.
It'd be cool if there's some way
Okay.
to like randomize it so even the GM doesn't know what's going to happen. Like you probably could do like random tables and stuff. You probably do like generators for story ideas to make it extra weird. But um,
Yeah. Well, if you're ever doing one, I'd love to be a part of it.
maybe
I
one of our
really
streams,
sincerely
we got ideas.
I was going to say I don't think it's a bad idea and I'd be really curious to hear what the chat has to say about this. But if we did like a regular D&D slash RPG segment, maybe it's an ongoing campaign or it's like little one shots or we take turns DMing or something like that. I just think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're a brand that we like to tell stories. That's kind of all you're doing with RPGs,
Yeah,
right? I
you're making
mean,
a story together. You're creating this narrative as a team. So
yeah,
I'm
I think
down.
it'd be
I think
cool.
we're gonna do it anyway, Nick. Don't let's not even who cares what the people say? We'll do it because we like it.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Just kidding. I like you guys. I'm just putting my foot down.
Well, speaking of cool settings that it would be, or cool little worlds to do that'd be fun to do RPGs in.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to see a fantastic Mr. Fox
Oh,
world,
I love that.
and
Everyone's like
it
little animals trying to like do heists and stuff.
Yeah, no, and the way the story is even, I mean, spoiler, but the way kind of a lot of the conflict gets solved towards the end of this book and movie is these little critters just lean into their natural abilities, and that's like it's very D&D. I think
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. And yeah,
yeah,
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a movie we watched this week for a little movie club.
yes,
I know it's one of
um,
Nick's. It's one of your favorites, so I want you to tell us about it.
it is, yeah. It was my turn to pick this week, and I love. Look, I think you can see this poster. Wait, can you?
Oh, you do. You have a poster of it.
Yes,
He's got the
and
eyes.
I
He's
made
got
it.
Kylie's eyes. That's great.
I made that in Canva, and I just put it on my wall. It's not even taped up properly, but I just love it so much. I love that movie. It makes me very happy. Um, I think I saw it when I was in high school. It was the first Wes Anderson movie I watched, so it kind of had like a. It was like a lot of. I was like exposed to a lot of things at once that were just really captivating to me.
Hmm.
And I think that movie has some of the best dialogue. It's just so charming and so kind of like clever. And every time I watch it, there's like a new little thing that I notice. And so
Yeah.
we are going to be talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox today. Ryan had
Yeah.
already seen it. What did you think rewatching?
I love it. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan to begin with. When the movie's about to come out, like I was kind of like, huh, he's doing like a stop motion movie. Like I love stop motion movies too. It's like, are these things gonna work together? But I think the way it's the shots are framed, like it's perfect for his style. Like it really just clicks really well. Really clever, really funny. I mean, I love anytime they say the word cuss instead of a swear. I love how the
Yeah.
one scene has like graffiti in the background that just says cuss on the side of a building. It's so funny. Um, I love
Yeah.
no, it's great. I read the book when I was a kid. I haven't read it in a long time, so I'm not sure how accurate it is to that. But it's definitely a Wes Anderson movie. Definitely has that flair to it. Um,
I've thought consistently about getting a tattoo um that references Fantastic Mr. Fox.
oh yeah.
And the closest I've gotten, I would love to get a pine cone on fire and a whack bat.
Oh, that'd be great.
Um, but I just think that bit is like it's so. I mean, it's probably I haven't read the book either, so I don't know
Yeah.
if that's even in the book. But I just the how absurd and specific
The way the
the
coach explains the
rules.
game and is like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
and just divide that by nine, please. It's so dumb, and it makes me
It's just
happy.
such funny world building. It's like those are the two their sports
Yeah,
is whack-bat and acorns are the two
yeah.
sports. And
And
Christopherson's really yeah, really
if
good.
you did an RPG, you would have to make them play
You'd have to
whack-bat.
play whack-bat. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking back on it, that's probably his first like stop motion thing that, or just
Well, he did
right.
the shark in Life Aquatic stop motion
Oh, that's right.
where they went underwater. And now every
Mhm.
movie he makes has some sort of stop motion bit in it. It feels like,
Yeah,
right?
it does. At the Asteroid City one, I was like,
The alien.
okay,
He's so good. He's so good.
out of nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah. But it fits his look and his style so well. He dresses them up like little 1960s, 70s, with little tweed jackets and, they
yeah.
got these long gangly limbs. They don't look like real animals at all. They don't even try. I love that aspect of it. Where it's just like a bunch of little gangly animals running around, but they're like, people proportions. They're,
Right.
yeah.
They do play around with the proportions a lot in that movie. Even once they start bringing humans into it,
Hmm.
it's like I don't know. I just,
I
it's
like how the
such a
rat's
silly,
like the tallest animal character for some reason. And like,
yeah.
it's just stuff like that's so funny. Like, why not?
I just, yeah, I think what really works with that movie is they really take it seriously. Like they really do take the world and the struggle like seriously of these animals. And then just in a moment they'll flip the switch and they'll be like, you know,
Well, yeah, the very
scratching at each other.
scene in the beginning where Mr. Fox is talking very eloquently before breakfast and he just
Yeah.
and like destroys his waffles. Yeah.
Like
Like,
that's the whole I just love that. They play with that line the whole like so much.
hmm. Yeah, it's such a fun
Mhm.
contrast. It's yeah, because you're right. Like, they treat them like they're real people. Like, I mean, obviously they have like big name actors playing them, but they give them like dialogue you'd find in like a big drama movie, like or another Wes Anderson movie, right?
Yeah.
They got Royal Tenenbaum's dialogue, and they start acting like ridiculous animals all of a sudden, like either cartoon
Yeah.
characters or like real animals, and it's so funny.
Yeah, as you said that, it made me kind of realize like I'm assuming the book probably does this better, but it's like the animals in this movie act like humans, and the humans start acting like animals.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the scene where I don't remember the tall farmer's name, the smart one,
Bean.
Ian, when he just like destroys the
He
like
just his
office of
trailer. He's just
Carlson.
flipping desks and yeah, tearing things off the
Yeah,
wall.
I
It's
just
so human,
love.
but it's such
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know why. But like, look at these. They're just like he's going insane. He's going crazy.
Hmm.
I don't know. And that's the whole crux of it is like just he's like, why'd you do that? It's like, because I'm an animal. I'm a
That's what I
wild
do.
animal.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
always think of the phrase "wild animal craziness." Like at the end, when Ash does like his big stunt to try to get the get his dad's tail back because he's wearing it as a
Yep.
tie.
Yep.
And he's like, "Son, that was some wild animal craziness." And I'm like, I always think of that phrase in my head whenever I see someone doing something extreme and crazy.
Mm,
You know?
yeah. He has a very satisfying arc, I think.
Ash.
Last time I
Yeah.
watched it, because so much kind of concludes like really quickly towards the end of that movie. Like a lot of things kind of get paid off, and it's really easy to kind of forget about. But yeah, I paid like special attention to it. I like they worked like he is an athlete, and he does like the whack bat thing when
Hmm.
they're shooting at him.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love it. It's like such a charming
Yeah.
movie. I want to ask you this. We were talking this week in our weekly sync, and we kind of learned that you are sort of a Wes Anderson. You've seen all of it. You know
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I love him.
I want to hear your Mount Rushmore
Oh, that's
of
that.
Wes
That's
Anderson.
did you do that on purpose? Rushmore is one of his
No,
movies.
no,
Oh, okay.
I just
All right.
okay. Your Mount Rushmore Wes Anderson movies. What are the best? Maybe they're the best. What are just kind of the four that you would put up there?
Hmm.
I
That's a
guess
tough
would be the
one. I
best.
think for me, like a lot of them are nostalgic for me because I watched like his first four. I guess like his first five because I watched Life Aquatic came out and I was a senior in high school. Me and my friends all got really into it. We like, bought the red beanie hats and everything.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I don't think it's his best one, but I think it's like has a special sentimental place. I'm gonna say Life Aquatic. If I have to pick four of my Mount Rushmore, right? Life Aquatic.
Good pick four.
I'm gonna say Royal Tenenbaums. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm gonna say Royal Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Those are my four.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those, especially I just forgot the name of it. I want to say Captain Nemo, but
Oh,
it's not that.
yeah.
Life
Life
Aquatic.
Aquatic. Steve Zissou.
Um, yeah. The color schemes in Life Aquatic and Grand Budapest Hotel
Hmm.
are like just my favorite of
I,
any
li-
of the ones Wes Anderson has ever done.
it's
Um,
sound. Also think of the soundtracks too, because I think those are the soundtracks I listen to the most of. Maybe I don't think I listen to Budapest as much, but
hmm.
I love the Life Aquatic soundtracks. Has all the Portuguese David Bowie songs on there. Like
Whoa, does it really?
yeah, so it's
I did
got
not know this.
Sue George is his name. He plays one of the sailors. He's the guy with the guitar
Hmm.
the whole movie.
Yeah,
He,
he
he
does the
he's
actual music.
he does the music. He's
Incredible.
actually a pretty famous musician in Brazil, and he plays all the songs he plays are Portuguese David Bowie covers, and he's got a whole album of them. It's called the Zissou tapes. It's really good.
Incredible. I did not know
I love
this.
those.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is such a tangent, and I really wanted to buy a gift for Kyle this year for his birthday. Well, I wanted to get him, so I got Kyle into a mechanical keyboard,
Oh,
which
cool. Like Clacky.
yeah, clicky
I
clacky.
got one of those.
Well,
Look at my cool
they
gamer
made
keyboard. Man,
yeah. I mean, look, once you get like a cool keyboard, it's hard to switch back.
sure
But
is.
I wanted to get him keycaps because they made keycaps based on the color palette of Life Aquatic.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're how do I find them?
I gotta
I
see
feel
this.
like I feel like you would love
I'd
these.
appreciate this, I'm sure.
Let's see. They're really expensive for keycaps. That's the reason I have not. Um, where is the presentation button on Zoom? Oh, there we go. There we go. Can you see this?
Ooh, look at that. That's lovely.
Yeah, it doesn't explicitly say
I mean, it's called the Belafonte,
it is
There's a
Belafonte.
little wink, wink, nod, nods.
Yeah, and they have all these fun like extra
Oh
keys
yeah, look at the
here.
Zissou escape key there. That's great.
Yeah, I think it's
That's so fun. I
they
didn't know they made
make
these.
yeah. I have like Lord of the Rings keycaps. I
Dude,
don't have my keyboards in the other room, but
look
yeah,
at little
I
dolphins on there, and there's a gun key.
yeah. All right.
That's so
I
fun.
I know what I'm gonna get you for the next holiday.
Oh boy,
Okay,
that's
there we
great.
go.
Oh, that is super
Yeah.
cool. Would do you
Give
have?
me.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna ask
say you
you,
didn't give your Mount Rushmore. I was want to hear yours.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Mine's not too different. I haven't seen them all either, like you have. I've seen obviously Fantastic Mr. Fox has to be on there. I really, really liked the French Dispatch, actually.
I did too.
Um,
People didn't really like that one in like the reviews. I thought it was really cool.
yeah, I don't know why. I think I didn't like it as much, but as I think back on it, like I just really enjoyed it. And then the opposite is true of like Asteroid City. I like kind of thought I liked it, and then I think, let it rest after, and I was like, I don't think I really like that movie as much. And
Hmm.
so that movie really grew on me. I'm gonna put the French Dispatch on there. Grand Budapest Hotel has to be up there. That movie is actually very like a very pivotal part of Kyle and I's friendship.
Yeah.
Because he like really, really loves that movie. And it was the first time that he kind of like nerded out on a piece of media that I had seen before. Kyle's a college
He
athlete
said it was
and
his
really like,
favorite movie, right, of all time. Is that what he told us?
I think
So
so. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
it's a good pick. It's a great movie.
so I gotta put that up there. And then I would also throw probably Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I love. Again, there's no duds here. I feel like in this filmography, there's a few that are like lesser in my opinion, but Moonrise is really
Yeah.
great.
Think I'd put Moonrise. I might put Life Aquatic up there
What about
before.
Fox? What about Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Oh, that's number one.
Oh,
Fantastic,
that's a good. Okay,
Grand Budapest, um, French
Dispatch.
Dispatch, and then I'll put Moonrise Kingdom just to have some
Yeah, some
diversity.
variety. Yeah,
Yeah, but I haven't seen them all, so who knows? They could all change.
right.
Very, very
He's
fast.
still making films. So
In fact, someone got me a coffee table book for my birthday this year called "Accidentally Wes Anderson." Uh,
it's like perfectly framed, symmetrical photographs. That kind
That's
of.
exactly what it is.
That's so
It's
good.
just a collection of photographs that are not licensed, no
Uh-huh.
relation to Wes Anderson. Some brilliant person just had a great title for this collection of photos, accidentally Wes Anderson, and it's delightful to flip through. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's great. Do you have any coffee table books?
Yeah, I have a few. They're mostly like art books and stuff.
Yeah.
I have one called where is it? I can go grab it. I'm not gonna. I have the Over the Garden Wall coffee table book. It's lots of illustrations in that. That's a really
Ooh,
good one.
I'm gonna
I
Google that.
have what's the name of it? Shoot, I'm blanking. Um, it's like it's a lot of art books. They're on my shelf over here. I could grab them, but um, that's what I'm thinking of. Why can't I think of? There's a TV show on Amazon about it. Why am I blanking on the name? It's so cool.
Maybe show on
It's
Amazon
it's like
about anime.
it's from like Scandinavia, and it's like this kind of alternate reality 80s where like there's portals have opened up and there's like robots walking around and what is it? Why am I not thinking of it? Anyway,
Whoa. I
Simon Stalenhag. I remember the artist even. I'll just type it in. Why am I
Is it
blanking?
The Art of Over the Garden Wall? Is that the one that you have?
Yeah, I think so. It's from Dark Horse Press, I think. Tales from the Loop. That's the one I was trying to think of. Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop. I
It's this
never heard of
amazing
this.
art book. There's a show on Amazon of it that came out after the art book. The art book existed first. And basically it's kind of
That's
like
cool.
yeah, it's like in the 80s in Scandinavia, and it's kind of
Mhm.
like this alternate history where there's like robots walking around, and there's dinosaurs coming out of portals, but everything is they're still driving like woody station wagons around and things like that. So I think it's really cool. It's really amazing. Um,
That's really cool.
yeah.
So it was an art book first that got turned into a show.
Yeah.
That's really
There's
cool.
also an RPG of it they made as well. Where you play as it's kind of like a Stranger Things. You play as like kids on bikes trying to investigate these weird things happening in your Scandinavian town. So
Wow. I love that. That's creative. I think making a rich world like that before you even do anything else
mhm.
is like probably one of the coolest ways.
Yeah, it's all visuals that excite your imagination, and then you then get to fill in the blanks yourself. It's kind of cool. I
Sounds
think.
like there's some coffee table book dislikers. Like Melissa says, coffee table books too big.
Well, yeah,
But I
that's
got
kind of the
I
point
got
of them, right?
news.
Like
I
for a
want to make
coffee
a coffee
table,
table. I want to make a coffee table book one day. I
we
really
should.
do.
We should. We got a lot of art we've collected over the years. We probably have enough for something already.
There was a time. I remember looking into this actually. There was a time where I was just kind of flirting with suppliers about having like a letter from the mentor coffee table book.
Yeah, yeah,
Because yeah, we were doing weekly, pretty sure it was weekly, right? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
weekly
yeah.
letters, and then you were making art, kind of like comics that were just really charming and fun and kind of like a breath of fresh air. And it was like, oh man, it'd be cool to have all of these like thrown together in a book one day. And we still could totally do that.
We have,
But
we have,
cocktail
but
books are expensive to make. They're expensive to make because they're really high quality
and they're like, yeah,
books.
color
Yeah,
and yeah,
and they're bulky. They're usually really heavy.
really
And
high
so
quality paper and stuff.
yeah, and they can sell for anywhere from like, you know, like $30 on maybe the cheaper side to like 60, 70. And if you
Hmm.
have like a rare one, they're kind of collectibles. Like I was Googling just now some Over the Garden Wall books.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have this one, Ryan. There's one that's like $500.
Whoa, it must be either
Yeah.
that's out of print or something.
I'm assuming that that's
Let's
exactly what it
see.
is. Is
I just have the oh wow, yeah. It must be because they don't that's crazy. I didn't pay that much for it.
Yeah, I mean, you might have a
A rare book. That's
rare
cool.
book.
Looks like David's asking if there's going to be a bracket clock or free journal Friday. Do we have a link for our wheel?
Ooh, we do not. Let me make one.
Okay, I'll vamp while you make it. We're going to, David, and we're going to do bracket clock. We could, I mean, is it time to start? I mean, how much time do you have left here?
We can definitely start bracket clock. I'll have to get a link
Okay.
for names.
All
A
right.
sign up link here.
Nick's gonna do that. You guys can start your bragging while we're doing that. How about that?
Yeah.
What's your brag? What's your brag? Let's brag a clock somewhere, and it's right now. Let's what you got.
Okay. I have to find how to do this. I don't know if I know how to do this, but I can learn. Okay. Okay.
What site that Kyle uses?
Yeah, I had the Wheel of Names website. I just need to make
Like a link. It was a
yeah,
Google
I
form
think
they used before, wasn't it?
yeah, I just got the link for the Google form. So now I'm going to restream and I'm going to drop this in. Okay, so there's the sign up link.
Okay. Got some brags rolling in. Make sure you click that link to join in our Free Journal Friday. Let's see. Brag. Let's start with Devora. Devora says, "Brag o'clock. I went to Stonehenge for summer solstice. That is so cool.
That's super cool,
That's
actually.
amazing. I bet was that like a crazy event? I bet. Like, imagine all the druids come out for that one. Like
Mm.
all the like the people who find spirituality there probably are all over that kind of thing. That is cool. That's a brag for sure.
That's a really exciting. Didn't Stonehenge get vandalized or something? Is this my
Recently,
imagination?
I know they have it's pretty cordoned off now from what I understand. Like they keep
Okay,
tourists at a big distance, but
maybe that
except
was
for
a while ago.
super probably certain events like this one, they probably let people get closer. That is so cool. Sky says, Brag, I survived the first week of my husband being back at work. Yay for income. Boo for I miss him. That is tough, but we like
Mm,
money. So good job
I'm sorry.
surviving.
Okay, I'm not pulling my weight here in the
It's
brag
okay.
reading.
All right. Want to take the next one?
Are we on? Who did you just read again?
I read Skies. So next would be
Guys, okay.
Melissa.
All right. Melissa said, I was able to get our grant funders to get baby dates for my families who need them. They're due to arrive Monday.
That's great.
That's cool. It's one of those things you don't really think about,
I mean,
you know?
someday they'll grow up to be adult gates. You know, if you take good care of them.
That's
Kidding.
true.
Anyway,
They'll grow up big and strong.
that is cool, Melissa. That's cool. Victoria, brag o'clock. Cancer is gone.
Whoa.
That's
What?
amazing. Thank goodness for that, Victoria. That is huge.
What a brag. Victoria, I want to hear more details if that's okay. Cancer is gone?
Cancer's
Incredible.
gone. Let's
Okay,
stay gone
Josh,
too. Let's keep it going.
seriously. I mean, that deserves a brag every single week, I think. You
Yeah.
can say that for as long as you want.
Next week keep saying that. Yeah.
Dawson said, I finally started working on my short story. I'm almost done with my first draft. That is incredible. I would love to hear a little bit about it, Jocelyn, if you'd be brave enough to
Yeah.
share.
I'm sure we got heroes who'd love to read it as well. Wanted to share with the
Yes.
class for editing and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Bragg Rebecca says, survived the first week back at work after abdominal surgery. That's tough, but you did it. I love the surviving happening this week. This is great. Good job, Rebecca.
David popped in and said, I posted on Facebook begging for help with taking out trash and picking up groceries, and three bears, large K,
I thought it was going to be actual bears. I guess
bears.
hirsute
Wow.
guys. Yeah,
Uh, Came over last night and helped out with that. Incredible. Neighborly bears. I can move around the apartment so much better now. The burn sole of my foot is also still healing slowly. Um, Gosh, I'm glad to hear that you are healing up, David. This burn foot saga. I mean, I
yeah,
feel like we've seen it unfold on the Braga clock here, but I'm glad that your neighbors are helping you out.
absolutely. And you got some bears to help you out. That's awesome. I love that. It's hard to ask for help sometimes, but it's good to when it comes through, you're like, oh yeah, people are good out there, even bears, especially bears, probably. Erica says, might be silly, but my veggie garden is thriving. No fertilizer or pesticides in the first garden I've had in years. That is so cool. I'm
Yeah, that's not
jealous.
silly at all.
That's not silly.
It's a
That's
great brag.
amazing. So cool to have
I love that.
veggies that grow in your own backyard. You give them out to people. People love when you give them veggies from your backyard. I know I like it.
Yeah, such a cool thing. It's a rare thing too. Sadly, it's becoming more and more kind of rare, but it's always cool. Same with I grew up with people who had chickens. Like
Hmm.
they're like, I have 60 eggs, so just take them.
Yeah,
It's cool. A little follow up on Victoria's uh, gone cancer situation. Victoria said it took a year and a half, chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, and the third time was a charm. Found out last week. That is such a great brag.
that
We
is
never would
great.
have known it if we didn't ask about brag o'clock. So
Yeah.
great. Do we
Looks
have
like
any more?
any more new brags? Looks like
Yeah.
it sounds like Jocelyn's story is about a wildfire that hits a town and a girl trying to save her friend from the fire. There's a bit more, but that's the basics of it. That's cool. Sounds intense.
Very exciting. Laura said, made a new friend. Second friend since I moved. Hard to make new friends, especially as an older person, as an adult. It just gets harder and harder to meet people, and it's a
Yeah.
brave thing to do. It's a vulnerable thing.
When
Good
you
for you, Laura.
when you find people to connect with, that's amazing. That's a big brag.
True.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this comment. Queen popped in and said, it's good to know that even men choose the Bears.
That's amazing.
Good, incredible.
All right.
Okay.
Are people getting their names into the wheel?
So I'm a little afraid I only posted this on Facebook and not
Well,
YouTube.
it's okay. We still got a few minutes left. Let's get our YouTubers in here.
Let's see.
If you post it on Restream, doesn't it go to both?
That's what I thought, but yeah, I don't see it here. I think maybe with links, it doesn't like that. So I'm gonna post this. Hopefully this works. I guess I can just copy it from Restream. I'll do that.
It's coming, Allie. We
Sorry, YouTube folks. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like it only posted it on Facebook through Restream, but
well, beans.
there we go. That was on my personal. Hold on.
It's okay, Nick. You got
This
this.
is why we need this is why we need Kyle here. This is
He's
a
the
Kyle's bread and butter.
he's a pro.
There we
Kyle
go.
is
Okay.
currently he's traveling, yeah?
You know, it's so funny. He's in Austin actually. But
That's
he's
where you
here for a bachelor party. One of his
Oh,
buddies is getting married. Austin is a very popular bachelor and bachelorette party place, and so I don't even know if I'll see him while he's here. You
He's pretty
know,
busy,
it's kind of
probably, right?
yeah, it's like he's kind of with the group, and I don't know. It'd be kind of weird to take him from that. I see him all the time anyway, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Let's
the link posted in YouTube.
let's give him a few
Now
minutes to roll in, right?
I need to figure out how to find the results of this.
Well, you
I'm a
paste them in the
little,
wheel, right? And then you make a
well, yeah, but so I posted like the form,
and then people will
but
fill it out and submit it, right?
yeah, but getting to the submitted answers, I need access to this spreadsheet or this Google Sheet. And I used an old link, and I'm a little afraid that only Kyle has access to it, but I'm hoping he made it
Oh, wait, on the Heroes Journal account, right?
on the Heroes Journal account. If not, then we might have to do
Emergency.
a different way to choose the winner of Free Journal Friday. So
Well, here, let me start collecting names of people in chat at least. So we have those.
that's a good point. We can always do that. Or maybe this is automatically.
It should fill it automatically when people submit things.
Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe I have it here then. Okay. I'm gonna hit refresh on this and see what happens. Okay, then we have 32 entries, which seems about right.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is working then.
Are there names that you recognize from our chat?
Yeah, like I have David in here. Um, Sky in here as well.
I've,
Devorah's in here.
Queen, I have she asked about my animal. It's Dewey. Let me grab him real fast.
Oh, Dewey's the best.
He's my old man.
Dewey's a
Oh,
Dewey's
my
a
boy. My old boy.
absolute legend here.
Oh my goodness, you big sleepy baby.
Dewey
This is
actually has a cameo
Dewey
in.
does have a cameo in the Heroes Planner. This is Dewey. Say hi, buddy. Can you talk? Meow. Dewey is 17 years old. He has cancer, but he's treating it. He's been taking meds for about a year now, and he's still doing great. He has good days and bad days. He's having mostly good days these days. He is on the streets of Kitty City. There's a cat with a sweater on, a black cat with a sweater on, because Dewey used to lick his belly, all the hair off it. And yet we had to make him some feel better sweaters, what we called them, keep him from licking his belly. So there's a cat on the streets in the first panel of Kitty City. That's supposed to be Dewey. He's also got thumbs. He's a polydactyl cat.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
He's like Ernest Hemingway's cats, where he has thumbs. He's really good at grabbing things.
Uh,
He's
he's
very
a legend.
sweet. He's so smart, and we love him very much. And we hope we get more time with him because he's still got lots of energy despite his ailments and his age. He's still super perky, super chatty. Runs around and plays with his siblings all the time. So, yes,
There he
thank you,
is.
Dewey, for sharing your thoughts. I'm sure people like to see you.
All right.
All right, old man. I'll put you back. Let's go. Put you back. There you go. Hi.
All right, everyone.
Whoa,
We'll
look at all
refresh
those
this
names.
one more time, and I'm gonna hit go on this. Let's see. I'm hoping this isn't an old list that is populated from long ago. Is Anthony Nguyen here? Let's see. I have to somehow get back to the chat.
Anthony Nguyen.
Am I screen sharing my restream?
You are.
We're waiting for the chat to Anthony Nguyen here. I'm a little afraid this is from like a live stream a long time ago. That's what
These
I'm
might be
afraid of.
very old names.
I think so.
You look at the wheel again.
Uh,
There's people in here who I've never seen in chat.
I agree.
I don't.
You
I
know
think
what?
this is old. I think this is an old one,
I think I
Nick.
made a goof, guys. I don't think I'm doing
I
this
think you made a
the right
noopsie
way.
poopsie. Hang on.
Shoot.
Everyone, say your name in the chat. Just say something in the chat. I got you. I got you. Hold on. I'm typing like the wind.
Every time I stop screen sharing, I just lose the Zoom
We're
call.
gonna keep this going until we get it. Okay, guys?
Someone has to win. There has to be a winner.
Tasha Gonzalez. I'm typing them in, guys. I'm typing them
Yeah.
in.
Sorry, guys. I made you fill out a form for no reason.
This is why we need Kyle.
This is why we need Kyle. He's the master of the wheel.
All right. I'm putting you guys in. I'm copy and pasting from the chat. Thank you for cooperating with us here. Don't worry. Okay.
Ryan's in here saving the day.
No, I'm the hero we deserve. Um, all right. I think I've gotten most of you guys now.
Oh yeah, this is a very old wheel.
It's an old wheel, Nick. You can't have an
Old
old wheel. All right. How many do I have here? I got about 15. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Let's go
All
to
right.
restream here.
All right. Can I share from my screen then?
Yeah, I might have to give you
What's
some
the
kind of
what's the
permissions.
wheel of names
Oh, yeah, it's literally called the Wheel of Names.
site? Okay. Oh yeah. I must have made this before. Must have used this before because I see a bunch of like old Heroes Journal names on here. Like
Yeah,
Pacey and Kara and stuff.
yeah.
All right, last calls. I'm pasting things in right now. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my wheel if that's cool with everybody.
Share away.
All right.
What would we do without Ryan? Saving the day.
All
Wheel of
right.
Names.
You guys ready
The
for this
true
wheel?
wheel. There we go. All right. A much better chance of winning.
Spin the wheel of names.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a squeaker. Jeffrey! Whoa, that was a squeaker. I thought Queen was gonna get that for sure.
Jeffrey coming at the
Congratulations,
last moment.
Jeffrey. Thank you for playing.
Let's see if Jeffrey is in the chat
He said
here.
his name in the chat just a second ago, so I know he's there.
Is it? Okay. Then
Yeah.
it's safe to say you are the winner of free Journal Friday, Jeffrey. What
Congratulations,
you got to do
Jeffrey.
now, shoot an email to support@theheroesjournal.co, not .com, support@theheroesjournal.co. Let us know what color you want and where we should ship it to. And if you want a side quest deck instead, heck, if you want a planner, we'll even send you that. Just let us know, support@theheroesjournal.co. And hey, to everyone who watched this live stream, who might watch it later, thank you for listening to us ramble on about some good stories, about some good pieces of media. I believe Kyle will be back next week.
Here's
It'll
hoping.
be July.
Yeah. Next
Yeah,
week, I may not be there because it's July 4th and I'm going to be out of town for the weekend. So
that's true.
I might just be you boys.
But yeah, we might take the week off. I'm not sure. We'll see what's going on. But regardless, thank you for being here today. Have a
Yep.
really heroic and good weekend. Take care of yourselves. And as we always like to say,
Happy questing.